Next time I talked to us, and it was 226. But there was 2 pounds there. I give you a cut. He says, no, it's 10. You know, 10 cents. He said, you tell me the truth, you tell me the truth, I'll call you. So, for the next 10 days, I want to win jacket clubs. I passed the flop of fish. 7 moved out 6 on the river, he's in the house. I look at 7 ready to get. Ah, he went fucking bad. 7 6 on the river, get in the house, the other flop of fish. Oh, stop. And I guess that was stick. And 7 goes in, he built up his shit for 4 days, and whatever, 4 days ago. Push all in, yeah, fucking 8. Ah, it's a
dernière minute. J'ai essayé de prendre une photo. On va être marqué contre qui joue là sur le tableau avec les codes. Moi, le stylo, je vais noter parce que j'arrive là, je fais ça. De 6e, de 5e, je suis à la fin de 8e.
Morning everyone, just going to do a quick roll call to get a shout out if you're all here. Christoph Robert. Carl O'Donoghue. Scott Ross. Jordan Church. Sam Bircher. Mark Boyle. Josh Kane. Greg Batten. Scott Gillespie. John McAllister. Carl Sutton. Christian Phillips. Mark White. Table 9, Christian Phillips, Mark White. And table 10, John McAllister, Carl Sutton. Score sheets are all on the tables.
Seb, I've got the money. Yeah, thanks. I had the mark here. Seb has always the salt in his shoes. I'm like, oh, here.
Good morning everybody and welcome to the finals day of the Supreme Masters. Play's already underway on the outside tables, but we've got the two stream tables on just about to start. Two good matches for you, Rob Warren against Christophe Lambert and Jordan Church against Jimmy Croxton. I'll pass you over to the commentary team. Best of luck, please enjoy the day and we'll do some interviews later on. Thanks very much.
Okay everyone, welcome to this morning's session between Christophe Lambert and Rob Warren. This obviously promises to be a good match, and this is what's effectively their fourth match. It's the third round on the winner's side, but this is effectively, this is their fourth match. Both of these guys obviously won 3. Both of these guys have now got 2 chances, with it being double elimination, to get to the last 8. The winner of this automatically goes into the last 8. And the loser obviously has another chance to qualify, so obviously it's a good position to be in. And to get to the last 8 is a guaranteed £1,000, so obviously a big match. I'm joined in the commentary box by Ben Hatron, who is one of Christophe's best friends from France. He works for Web TV out in France. He does all the commentary for Web TV Sport France. And so obviously he's used to watching all the pool, so he's joined me in the commentary box because obviously there is a lot of people watching out in France, with Christophe having a huge following out there. So welcome, Ben.
Welcome, Garrett.
So Ben does speak some English, but he's going to speak some French just for, as I said, the people that are watching out in France. And Christophe is unbelievably popular out there, so there is a huge audience watching out there.
Donc bonjour à tous, pour ceux qui entendent ça, c'est que vous êtes devant vos écrans en France. Je suis en compagnie de Gareth Pot, ici dans sa salle avec Roger Dumortier, Pascal. On va commenter le match de Christophe Lambert pour ce tournoi. C'était un tournoi en double KO jusqu'en quart de finale. Christophe a joué donc 3 matchs, il a gagné son premier match vendredi soir contre Michael Rhodes. Il l'a battu 11-9. Ensuite, il a joué hier matin Hayden Owens. Il l'a battu 11-6. Et hier en fin d'après-midi, il a joué Craig Lakin, qu'il a battu 11-10. Un match très serré. Et donc là, ce matin, 10h, il attaque les 8e de finale. C'est le dernier tour possible pour les doubles KO. Donc on va essayer de commenter, parce que c'est pas facile, je parle pas bien anglais, avec Gareth Pot ici ce match. Il va forcément parler le plus souvent en anglais, parce qu'on est sur la chaîne Bread Production, et puis j'essaierai de faire quelques glissades pour nous. Donc voilà, merci à tous.
I hope all you English guys understood that. But no, like I said, there is a huge amount of people watching out in France, so Ben is going to do some of the commentary for their benefit. On a personal note, I do know Christophe quite well. I've been friends with him for a long time, and I was out in France. I think it was around 18 months ago, to do an exhibition with Christophe, and he is just unbelievably popular. He has his own table range, Le Lambert.
9 feet. 9 feet?
9 feet,
yeah.
And
in Lille?
In Lille.
North of France.
Yeah, and they use all of their tables for all of the French tournaments. They use all of the Le Lambert tables.
Yes.
For any of you that are not aware of that, then you can go online and have a look, but I've actually stayed at Christophe's house, and he has a table in his house, and the tables are amazing. So first chance to Christoph, and you couldn't ask for an easier chance than this. First frame's obviously always important. Both players will be a little bit edgy, a little bit nervous this morning, so it's always nice to have a finish like this to get the first frame on the board. We do have a live chat, so if anyone has any questions for Ben or myself, then please write in. If there's any of the French people that have any questions for myself, then I'm sure Ben will be able to translate the questions for me. But just going back to how popular Christoph is and how big he is in France, I've seen it firsthand, and he has a huge name in France, and by far the biggest. And like I say, I was out there, I think it was around 18 months ago, and we played a huge exhibition match in a theatre, and the place was absolutely packed. He is ultra professional. He works hard. He is a professional pool player, and what I mean by a professional pool player is he does do it for a living. Here's his job. He also works for one of his sponsors, Toulet, as almost like a quality control for their tables. I think he has a lot of input in the design. They're the company that make his own table range, Le Lambert. And one thing is that because he is so ultra professional, and it does literally mean so much to him. I think sometimes when he plays, maybe he's guilty of trying a little bit too hard sometimes. When he started out this finish, obviously they were easy, and now they're not so easy. And I do think sometimes the time that he takes, maybe he's looking for problems rather than looking how to win. And because, you know, I have practiced with him, and he is a great player, and in practice I'm pretty sure that he would have been racking the balls up by now. I understand this is not practice, but you have to keep things as normal as possible. And that's a great shot. It's a fantastic recovery. This table is unbelievably quick, by the way, and he did hit that really well. He has just come the wrong side of the red, but he's okay. I think he can just screw back out into the middle of the table and just take the black from distance. Yeah, and as I said, I think if he was to play maybe a little bit quicker and just sort of, not a little bit more carefree, but just maybe get on with it a little bit more, I do think he'd be even better than he already is, especially over these big races. So it's a good start for Christoph. And Ben, you know Christoph really well. You commentate on all of the matches, all of the big tournaments in France, and Christoph not only is the biggest name in France, but he does win most of the tournaments.
Yes, he win a lot of tournaments. He is number one last 16 years.
16 years.
16 years, and he play on a smaller tournament, the name of Black Ball Master, with Roger Dumortier.
Yeah.
This year, and on this year, Roger is he finished one, and Christoph two.
Also, Christoph and Roger won the world doubles
just this year
together. Yeah.
Roger win the tournament. We have in France nine step on all tournament for 1 year.
And you and the web TV in France, you cover all of these tournaments?
Yes, every month we have one event.
Yeah.
With maybe 400 people, 400
400 players.
Yes, on the 40 table.
And the company is LBI, which is Web Sport France.
Yes, LBEA, le billard en image.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a website, an application, and a Facebook page. LBEA Web TV
LBE,
Sports. Yes.
And for any of you that want to follow any of the tournaments out in France, then obviously you can.
We retranslate a lot of black ball rules.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future
WEPF, yeah. Yeah, and I have watched some of those, and it is a very professional setup. They play in huge arenas, and there is, from what I've seen, especially for some of the semi-finals and the finals, there's a lot of people watching in the crowd.
Yes, maybe on semi-final and final we have
around 200.
2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
2,000 or 3,000 people watch on live.
And inside the arena, the people that watch live, how many people watch?
You can watch live on a smartphone or internet, and entry is free for people for watching because it's on a gym.
Inside the gym.
Inside the gym.
But inside the gym, they have a lot of seating.
Yes.
And how many people go to watch?
Maybe, but all of players.
400 players,
yeah. And our friend.
Yeah. So maybe there's over 500 people watching. That is one of the matches that I saw. There was a lot of people. So certainly a lot more people watching than watch even the World Championships here. So it is unbelievably popular in France. So any of you that want to get a look at that, there is a tournament almost once a month, and you can follow them on the Facebook page. So just a few words on Rob Warne. I mentioned that I know Christophe quite well, and I've known him for a long time, but I've also known Rob Warne for a long time too. He's from this area. He's from Stafford, and I think the thing that lets Rob down most is, and I'm sure he'll be the first to say this, is his temperament. He has got a lot of firepower, and he does hit the ball really well. He's a very good cueist. He's very good at snooker, and when he's on, then he takes some beating. And if he's on in this match, then Christophe will definitely have his hands full. A complete contrast to styles too. Christophe a lot more controlled and more methodical. Rob, as you saw in that last frame, probably took twice the amount of time to clear than Christophe did in the previous frame. So certainly early on in the match, I think Rob will be looking to get as much table time as possible so he can dictate the pace of the match rather than let Christophe do that. But he is a very good player, and so far he has beat some very good players in this tournament by a big scoreline. So, Mr. Brogan has asked, Gareth, do you think you'll play English pool again? I've recently just re-signed another 5-year contract out in China, so that obviously sees me out there until 2022 at least. So I have no plans, certainly for the next 5 years, to play any English 8-ball. China's where it's at for me now, and that's where I've dedicated, you know, all of my time playing Chinese 8-ball. And I actually fly back out to China tomorrow, so I'll be doing a bit of the commentary today, but I also need to go and put a little bit of practice in because I play against the Chinese #1 Zhang Yubo on Wednesday. I'll post a link to those matches when I get there on my Facebook page. I think Christoph was a little bit unlucky there. He potted the ball to hopefully maybe pot the ball in the same shot over the corner, and it stayed up, and it's just fell a little bit tricky because I'm not sure he can get to the potting angle of the ball that's over the pocket. As we can see on the live chat, there's a lot of French people.
Oh.
Wow, what about that for a fluke? And I said before, I'm not sure if he could pot the ball over the pocket. Well, he can definitely pot it playing the yellow onto it now, because obviously it doesn't matter if he catches the red first. And you can see in the background there that Rob Warren's smiling, and I mentioned that one of his downfalls is his temperament, and I think his temperament's going to have to be good in this match, because Christoph's not going to give him nothing. He's not going to be used to playing somebody that maybe plays at the tempo that Christoph plays at, so he's going to have to be patient. We know he's got the ability when the balls are there. We know that he's capable of blowing anybody away. But I think he's going to have to be patient this morning. And that's come out absolutely perfect. I think he can pot the yellow into the corner and swing the white around 2 cushions. And as long as he gets the cue ball anywhere near the middle pocket, if he gets the cue ball anywhere near the middle pocket, then the black goes in the left corner. And he's got quite a big target, I think. I think this is maybe just one of those shots where he just plays it with the left-hand side and just digs down on the cue ball a little bit. As long as he misses the red, I think it's all about the pace control. What Christoph looked at was if he plays it hard, maybe around 4 cushions, does the black pot into the right centre, and I don't think it does. So I think the only shot he's got is he either plays my shot and lands on the ball in the left corner, or he plays the cannon into the black and the red. You see he's digging down with left-hand side. That's perfect. It's a fantastic shot. And that's it. That's an even better shot, especially. It's an even better shot, Ben, especially on this table, because this table is playing very, very fast.
Yes.
So that shot there, where the cue balls maybe travelled in total maybe 5-6 feet to land there, is a good shot, given that he's only had a limited amount of table time so far this morning. This shot is just all about picking the angle. If you pick the angle and deliver the Khufu straight, then you make it. And it's a very good start really from both players, but as I said, I think Rob will feel that Christoph got a little bit lucky, And obviously he did because he fluked the ball, and that's why I said his temperament's going to have to be good and he's going to have to be patient, because those things happen. Obviously people fluke balls and bad things happen during a match, and it's how you deal with them. So as I said, there's a lot of French people obviously watching today, and as you can see by the live chat, they're all writing in, asking questions in French. So I'm not sure what those questions say there, Ben, but if there's any questions there for yourself or for me, then you can answer away. So Amin has asked a question and said, you played snooker quite a lot with Selby, and obviously all the top players are very good at snooker as well. Do you think practicing snooker makes a difference between players? Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, and I think that playing snooker definitely helps. It definitely helps you technically. And I was talking to Mark Boyle yesterday about this, and he said that he doesn't play any snooker anymore and hasn't played snooker for a long time, and he's felt that since he's stopped playing snooker that maybe his cue action has got a little bit lazy, just because he plays English 8-ball, and you know, sometimes you don't have to be technically so good to pot the balls on an English 8-ball table, and he feels as though the lack of snooker has definitely made a difference to his technique. And well, we saw him play yesterday, and his technique still looked pretty good to me, and he hits the ball very nice. And he said that he felt as though he used to hit the ball even better when he was practicing snooker, and I found that too. I think it helps with the timing, and it definitely helps with the cue action. I think it's important not to play too much snooker, but I think just the right amount at the right times is definitely makes a difference. So people are asking about would I ever consider playing, would I play Mark Boyle for cash? You know, as I said before, now I play Chinese 8-ball, and I haven't played an English 8-ball tournament really since I won the Black Ball World Championships in 2014, so I solely focus on Chinese 8-ball now. If the right offer and game came along at English 8-ball, maybe down the line I would consider it, but you know, this tournament isn't really about me, and you know, Mark Boyle is obviously a fantastic player, and I know he's got games already lined up this year with Tom Cousins, and then there's the talk of the Mark Farnsworth match. So, you know, I think maybe we should just talk about what's happening in this event. And actually, Mark Boyle is actually playing on the next table to this one. Maybe we can just get you a little camera shot of that in a second, but the table just above the bulk there, Mark Boyle has just started, yeah, you can see. He's actually at the table. The scores 1 each. Obviously, the matches have not long started. You can follow the scores of these matches on the Q score. Paul will just post a link on here now for the scores. So obviously Rob's just missed the black there as we were talking, and I'm not sure if he got a bit of a kick on it, to be honest, because it did seem to slide to the top knuckle a little bit. So just while Christoph's at the table, I'm just going to maybe let Ben take over and do a little bit of commentary maybe in French for the French guys that are watching.
Ok, thanks Garrett. Ouais, donc un début de match assez serré. On a de la chance que Rob la loupe cette noire pour que puis Christophe puisse, enfin on a de la chance nous les Français, hein, pour que Rob ait loupé cette noire là pour que Christophe puisse au moins répondre, parce qu'il est assez incisif et il tente quasiment tout. Sur la partie d'avant, Christophe a eu un manque de chance quand il a essayé de venir faire une empoche en haut de table avec une débloque. Au final il n'a pas forcément eu de réussite, et derrière il en a eu, donc l'un dans l'autre. C'était un peu la question-réponse là-dessus. Et puis sur celle-ci, c'est Rob qui a eu un peu de réussite quand il a joué la finesse en bas à droite et pour se replacer sur la noire. Au final, il loupe la visée. Et donc là, Christophe a une table un peu plus ouverte, plus simple. On le sent, nous, avec Roger et Pascal, ici, on le sent assez concentré depuis le début, en fait, depuis le début de ce tournoi. On a eu un trajet assez mouvementé. On est parti très tôt. Il a joué le soir même, très tôt le matin, et il a joué le soir après le ferry, après la route, etc. Là, il loupe. Là, je bafouille un peu parce qu'en fait, il vient de louper un snook. Et Garrett m'a fait des grands gestes. Donc il avait la possibilité de récupérer, et Rob ne saisit pas l'opportunité. Voilà, la noire en plus de ça vient se coller quasiment à la bande, ce qui laisse l'espace à la jaune qui est encore devant cette poche de passer. Donc oui, je disais, Christophe est arrivé très concentré. Je pense qu'il s'est préparé vraiment pour ce tournoi-là. C'est un gros tournoi. Il n'y a vraiment que des grosses têtes de série ici à l'anglaise. Ça s'appelle le 8 Master. Ça se joue dans la salle donc, de Garrett et de Likendal. Ici à Newcastle, je ne sais plus trop comment le dire. N'hésitez pas, si vous avez des questions sur le live YouTube, à me poser. J'essaierai de répondre au maximum. Mais en tout cas, c'est un 64 joueurs, c'est en double KO jusqu'en quart de finale. Le prize pool est très intéressant. Il y a 10 000 livres à gagner au premier. Donc ce qui fait venir vraiment des maestros du black ball, on va dire. Donc pour l'état de forme de Christophe, il est assez serein. Physiquement, il se sent bien, pas de douleur au dos ni quoi que ce soit. Mentalement, il est très concentré. Il est assez fermé. Donc c'est un peu le Christophe qu'on connaît quand il est en compétition en France sur des Open, et puis quand il vient de façon à l'étranger comme ça en Angleterre, il le dit souvent. C'est un peu aussi son challenge personnel. Il a envie de prouver qu'il est installé et qu'à chaque fois qu'il vient, il faut faire au moins une performance pour confirmer. Didier, je confirme, ça roule beaucoup. Ils ont changé les tapis juste avant, ce que disait Garrett. Ils ont changé les tapis complets là, ici avant de venir. Hier, sur ses premières parties, il a eu du mal un peu à s'adapter. Roger, il s'est fait avoir à cause de ça aussi, je pense. De toute façon, vous aurez la chance de le croiser aussi au premier Open aux Herbiers en septembre, mais Roger et Christophe pour leur poser des questions à ce niveau-là. Mais c'est vrai que Roger, lui, là, il est passé au travers par rapport à aussi, je pense, au roulement. Il avait l'envie de bien jouer, mais les tables, etc., il n'a pas forcément réussi à bien s'adapter. Le malchance, c'est que il a joué son premier match aussi avec la fatigue. Roger, pareil, il n'avait pas beaucoup dormi, 3-4 heures, la route, etc. Ils ont joué. Roger, lui, a joué plus tard dans la soirée. Christophe avait joué à 19h ici. Roger avait joué à 23h, donc il avait attendu encore un peu plus. Donc un peu compliqué. Donc il avait perdu ce premier match-là, donc il avait un peu perdu son joker du double KO. Et il a joué le lendemain, il a perdu directement après parce que ici, en gros, de toute façon, les joueurs. n'a pas le temps forcément de revenir quand on a un moment de faiblesse sur la table ou autre. On se prend tout de suite 2-3 parties dans la tête. Et même si c'est le premier à 11, ça va assez vite. Et oui, c'est ça Didier, d'où le snook raté. Il n'a pas su gérer le roulement, je pense. Mais bon, ça va, il se rattrape bien. Il a pris quand même cette partie-là. C'était un point. Je pense que ce point aurait pu être important pour mentalement pour Christophe s'il l'avait un peu loupé. Il s'en aurait voulu. Sachant que depuis le début, il essaie de faire quand même un match sans faute. Il n'a pas loupé grand-chose par ce snook. Il a eu en plus de ça des petits coups de réussite. Au final, il est qu'il a su saisir. Et c'est important pour le mental. Alors, surtout que le joueur d'en face, nous, on l'a vu avec Roger et Pascal jouer sur des tables. Il fermait tout ce qu'il pouvait. Je veux dire, il y avait aucune difficulté pour lui. Il est vraiment, vraiment incisif. De toute façon, on l'a vu là, quand il a fait le bille sur bille avec le kiss jaune-rouge. Il n'a pas réfléchi, hein. Il a regardé un petit peu sa visée, il a tapé dedans, même s'il n'était pas forcément très difficile. Mais ils sont assez confiants. Ils jouent sur des winners tout le temps de toute façon. Là on est sur un winner 7 pieds classique et avec which close for this table?
Yeah, so the cloth is the Ainsworth.
Ainsworth,
Yeah.
ok. Donc Gareth me confirme qu'il joue sur de Ainsworth. D'où le roulement, parce que nous aussi en France on joue sur du Strachan. Pareil, c'est des critères d'adaptation, mais bon, après quand on est champion, c'est un critère, c'est un critère à prendre en compte pour gagner la compète. Donc voilà, je vais essayer de redonner la main à Gareth pour pas trop boycotter un petit peu leur chaîne. Si vous avez des questions sur le chat YouTube, n'hésitez pas à poser, à les écrire, etc. Partagez au maximum le lien pour tous nos amis français qui n'ont pas la chance de pouvoir voir le live et qui ne savent pas forcément comment faire. Mettez-le sur vos pages, expliquez un petit peu comment ça fonctionne, cliquez, voilà, allez sur YouTube. Parce qu'ils attendaient peut-être un live via ma page Facebook ou alors via le billet en images. Mais bon, la qualité sur leur chaîne est beaucoup mieux, les angles, etc. Et puis j'ai rien à faire, surtout. Donc voilà, n'hésitez pas à partager, poser vos questions et puis j'essaierai de faire au mieux.
So a good start from Christoph, and
Yeah. You have a little lucky Rob,
Yeah.
missable.
yeah, and I think obviously Christoph has been a little lucky at the start of this match so far, but you know that happens, and from Rob's point of view, that's something that he's going to have to, deal with. As you can see there, Rob's face. He looks a little bit angry, and I can just see in his body language a little bit. He's looking a little bit agitated, and it's a long race. It's a race to 11, and you have to just relax. If I was Rob, or if I was in Rob's corner now, I'd be telling him to just get a chair. And when you're not at the table, and when Christoph's at the table, you are going to spend long periods away from the table. I would be telling him to just sit down and just relax and just wait for your chance at the table. He's standing there and he looks a bit agitated. He's biting his nails and he just looks a little bit uncomfortable to me, Rob. And he just needs to, he's sort of fidgeting about and. He's standing up, in the corner, the whole time that Christoph's at the table. And as I said, if he's gonna stand there the whole match, then he's gonna do quite a lot of standing up. Whether he's winning or losing, when Christoph's at the table, he takes his time, he makes sure that he plays the correct shot. And
yes, he's really focused on.
Yeah, he makes sure he weighs up all of the options. And I do think sometimes there can be a little bit of a negative side to that, because you can almost sometimes look for problems rather than just maybe get on with it. I understand it's a big tournament, it's a lot of money, but you have to sometimes just, the more you think about it, the more you build something up in your mind, the harder it gets. And but going back to Rob, I would just say, just sit down and just, wait for your chance at the table. It's a good shot there from Christoph. And as we just saw there, the 8-ball, the black does go into the left center, which is Christoph's looking at now. So because that black ball goes into the left center, this finish is now easy. He just pots the one in the left corner.
You have 3 pockets for pot the black.
Yeah, but because he's going to be leaving the ball on the right side till last, it makes such a difference that the 8-ball goes into the left middle. Christoph seems as though he's got the pace of this table already. I know he played his first match on this table against Michael Rhodes.
Yeah, on Friday.
On Friday, and they played 20 frames. The score was 11-9, so he's had quite a bit of table time on this table. So, but he definitely seems that he's got the pace of the table this morning. As you can see, because the black does go into that left middle, it makes this finish much easier. He hasn't got the full pocket. He's got the center, but the fact, he's at this. He has played on the middle, but because he's hit it too hard, he's landed in between the 2 pockets. So the fact that it is tight and the cue ball is 3 inches further over to the left, I maybe be tempted to take this into the corner now, but I still think he's going to go the middle. No, he's lining up for the corner.
Prefer.
This is the right shot. The corner's the right shot.
Because pocket is more large for...
Yeah, and I think he's worried about where the cue ball will go. Yeah.
Good shot.
He looks confident this morning, Christoph. I spoke to Christoph after his first match with Michael Rhodes, and I just said to him that when it gets towards the end of the match, I can see that he gets a little bit too nervous.
Yes, because we have a travel, and he tired, and first match on TV table.
It's not easy. Yeah.
And he never play on winner table.
Yeah.
He play on
play under the Lambert. So I said to him, and on the pressure balls, sometimes before he hits the cue ball at the top of the backswing, he lifts his head up.
Yes, it's a style. When he don't would like focus on the technique, he play at cessation.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. So sometimes he's sort of almost wanting the ball to go in before he's hit the cue ball. And I had a chat with him and said, you have to just try and keep everything still, because he is a fantastic player and he is very knowledgeable about 8-ball. And Rob Warren is not going to be given anything in this match. And that's why I said at the start he's got to be patient, and obviously he's got off to a bit of a bad start, but he's 4-1 down, but he hasn't okay, he's made one mistake, but other than that he hasn't really done anything wrong. So you have to just sit there and be patient, and that's why I said if I was Rob I would just sit down and relax a little bit and just wait for your time at the table. But as you can see there, Christoph's played a good safety shot, and that's what I mean by he's not going to be given anything, Rob. He's gonna have to work for every frame he gets. And he's looking at playing the plant here into the middle, the red onto the red. But if he misses it, he loses the frame. 4-1 down, I would be more tempted to just play a safety shot. You have to find the balance of not pushing the boat out in this situation.
It's difficult to confirm on color now.
Yeah. I think maybe he miscued there. not sure. He tried to screw the cue ball back to the cushion.
Yes, maybe.
I think maybe he slightly miscued.
And he would like put the red on the left, maybe for put the yellow on the left corner.
Yeah, I think he played. Yeah, I think he played the yellow off the edge of the red,
yes.
maybe to try and pot the yellow in the
and
corner.
He played cue ball.
The
for
cue ball
cushion, yes.
on the top cushion. I think maybe he mishit that slightly. But the plant of the two reds that Rob looked at first into the left centre is even easier now, and you see Christoph's not even entertaining playing it. That's what I meant. He won't get given anything here against Christoph, so he's going to have to make sure that he's really at the races today. He's looking at that plant again, you see. He really wants to play this plant, and he might take it now because where the yellow is over the middle, it leaves a big pocket for the red. So if he overcuts the plant, he'll still make it, but he's just itching to do something.
I think Christoph preferred yellow game on the start this one, and now with configuration he preferred red.
Yeah, maybe if the yellow goes into the right center, maybe now he will choose yellows. I think Rob was a little lucky where he knocked the red onto the left side cushion. If he doesn't knock that there, then the reds are quite easy. But Christoph may choose to go yellows now. Straight away he played a very attacking shot there to devout the balls, and again that's come out nice. And once again I can see that Rob is just shook his head there as if, you know, as if Christoph wasn't allowed to play the cannon. You know, okay, he played the cannon, he hit the ball he wanted to hit. Okay, he's flicked the one off the rail, which is a bit of a bonus, but that was always my worry. I said if he plays the plant and he misses the plant, I think he'll lose the frame. And now he is going to lose the frame. And it's, even though it's early in this match, it's worrying times for Rob, because 5-1 down against Christoph. Even though it's still race to 11, it's not complete alarm bells yet, but he needs to be careful. He has got the firepower to get back into this match. And the way he's played in this tournament so far, I mean, I haven't really watched much of his matches. I'm just judging by the results that he's had and the players that he's beat, by the score lines that he's beaten, that he's obviously playing well. So I think it's important that he just remembers that. I'm really surprised that Rob's just standing up. I mean, you know, there's a seat in the corner where Christoph's sitting, and okay, there's only one chair there, but there only needs to be one chair because obviously when Christoph's at the table, he can just sit there. And
just every day, every time.
No, I think when he played the other matches, especially he played a match on one of the other tables further down, he was sitting down, and I just find it a little bit strange that he's just standing there the whole time.
Maybe he would like get motivation and stand up for. I
just think, especially against
not passive attitude.
Yeah, I think especially against a player like like Christoph, who won't be rushed at the table, and it's not like he's playing against a very fast player where even when he's at the table, he won't be standing there too long. Against Christoph, he's going to spend long periods of time standing.
Yes.
And Christoph is a clever guy. He'll be aware that Rob is just standing there, so he'll be in no rush to give Rob any table time. He won't be rushing around the table. He'll be happy for Rob to just stand there all day. I can tell you that Mark Boyle is now 4-1 ahead against Sam Bircher. It's another good shot there from Christoph.
Christoph is really offensive start match.
So the advert you can see there is the title sponsor of this tournament, Supreme. I'm sure everyone knows about Supreme. All the tables in the UK, well, the major tournaments really are played on Supreme tables. They've now just launched a new LED light, which all the lights that we've now just changed to in the club here. If anyone is interested, they have got a special introductory offer of 140 there per light plus delivery. If you're interested in that, the details are there. One of the questions that's just come in there, Ben, was somebody's asked, what do I think is the main difference between Christoph and Yannick? And I used to play, when I used to play in the World Championships, and for many years, Yannick was a part of the French team, and Yannick was also obviously a very, very good player. But in my opinion, Christoph is much better in a lot of ways. I think, especially as Yannick got a little bit older, he seemed to just slow down to the point where it was just unbelievably slow. I mean, just painfully slow. Even for Yannick to break off, it used to sometimes take maybe 5 minutes just for him to break.
Yes.
He's fidgeting, moving about on the break, and for me that's just too much to the extreme. But he is and was obviously a very good player. But in my opinion, and obviously everything is all about opinions, Christoph was far better in many of the departments. But Yannick, he got to a World Championship final. He lost to Jason Twist in the final. I remember, I think I beat him in a couple of semi-finals on the UK tour. So Yannick is obviously a very good player, but what is the general feeling in France about who is the best player?
The best.
What do the French
in France we have
people think?
A classement. Christoph finished every time a lot of time first
Number
place
one,
and
yeah.
first place. And Yannick, Roger, Christoph.
And Christophe Lambert and Christophe Thibault,
yeah. He don't come back on the international, but in France he's a really, really good player. We have 4 or 5 players in France. I think it's most performance in France. Yannick now on this year he finished to 4 place.
He finished fourth this year.
On this year, and he stay on the top, but Christophe, Roger, and Christophe Thébault make a great battle.
But I think it goes without saying that certainly to the rest of the world and all the international players, that Christophe and Yannick are the two biggest names to ever come out of France. So Didier Follet said that he's been asking quite a lot of questions, and he said that the general consensus in France is that Christophe is the best, and I think what he's trying to say is that just because of the consistency of his results, I mean, as Ben said, he's been number one for 16 years, so I think that sort of answers that question really. People saying about a shot clock, should there be a time limitation? I personally think there should, not just for this match. I think there should be a shot clock for every match. I think a minute is more than long enough to play a shot. In China, we play a 45 seconds shot clock. So I think a minute.
You can get an extension.
And you get one extension. And I think that's what they should do at the English 8 ball. I think you should play 1 minute, the shot clock, and then you get one extension per rack. And I think that's more than enough time, because all of these top players, they know what shots to play. It's just okay, sometimes you have to take a little bit more care. Wow, it's a great shot from Rob.
Yeah, really.
It's a very good shot. And, that shot may have just kept him in this match. If he misses that and it goes 6-1, then he's struggling. Yeah, 5-2. He'll feel as though he's back in this match now.
He can come back, but now he break.
Yeah, now it's his break. So in the context of this match, that was a brilliant shot there from Rob. You can see there in the background the Scottish boys are both playing. Scott Ross and Gillespie are both playing on tables next to each other there. Gillespie is playing against Lakin. If you want to check the scores of those, then you can go to qscore.com. Paul will just there's the link if you want to check the scores, if any of you have had bets, accumulators. I can tell you that on the other stream table, or if you do want to watch that, you can flick over to watch Jordan against Croxton. I can tell you that I think Jordan's running riot over there. I'm not sure what the I've just been told the scores over there now is 7-3 to Jordan, and considering that what they've been playing for, well, probably less than an hour. Someone's asked, Adam's asked, have I ever seen anyone play faster than Jordan Church? And yeah, I once played Tony Drago. I played a money match against Tony Drago. We played at Snooker and at 8 ball, and he was just the same when we played at English 8 ball. He was just running around the table like a lunatic. But as an actual pool player, I think Jordan would be up there. Oli Bale used to be very quick. One of the guys from from Norwich way, Alex Lewis. I've watched him play a few times, and he's unbelievably quick as well. Sean Chipperfield, he plays quick. Jordan Shepherd can be quick at times, so there's sort of maybe 5 or 6 names there that. And I think that playing quick is sort of dictated by how the balls fall. You know, when you break off and the balls are sitting in the middle of the table, it's easier to play quick than when you break off and they're all scrappy and on the rail. So as we said, the last ball there that Rob potted, obviously he potted a really good last ball to get on the black, and it was his break next. And other than something crazy happening here, he's going to have broken cleared, and he's right back in this match at 5-3. Although he's not played the best of shots there, because he's left himself bridging over the black for the one over the hole, and that's the one he wanted to take next. You know, people talking about the shot clock, and you know, Christoph hasn't been slow at all in this match, really. I think he's just probably, you know, played within the time. I understand that some people sometimes, you know, can be slow, but I just think no matter which players are playing, I think that there should be a shot clock. The only problem with that is if you play with a shot clock in a tournament like this, then obviously you need to employ 12 or 13 referees, because to put the shot clock on you need a ref. So, and then there's the argument, is it fair to just put a shot clock on the final or the semi-final, because there hasn't been a shot clock all the way through the tournament. So I'm a big fan of having the shot clock, but I understand in a tournament like this, you know, when you haven't got 12 or 13 referees, then you can't have the shot clock on every table. It's not possible. It's a good shot there from Rob. This table's unbelievably quick, so those shots are not quite as easy as they look when the table's playing like glass. Yeah, I can tell you Andy is still raised to 11. So Rob's just nipped out for a toilet break. See the Sam Bircher, who's obviously doing really well again. He got to the final of the first event we had here. He lost to Craig Lakin. The start of the events that Lee started to run here, and obviously he's doing well again in this one, because he's won 3 matches already on the winner's side, and yeah, he is 6-1 down to Boyle. But because that is the winner's side, he will have another chance to qualify. I was talking to Mark, I was practicing yesterday at the Chinese 8-ball, and Mark Boyle came over and we were having a chat, and he was playing a few shots on the Chinese table. And a lot of people, when he was playing yesterday, were asking about the top that he's wearing. He's got a polo t-shirt on, and then he's got like a running jacket over the top. And I spoke to him about that, as you might be able to see now. There, look, he's got like a long-sleeved Nike running top, and he said that the reason he's wearing it is he's recently just come back from Turkey and it was unbelievably hot, and his arms are a little bit burnt and they're peeling, so he didn't want to basically be flaking all over the table when he was playing. He's definitely been hot in Stoke as well in Newcastle since Mark got here, because from what I've seen he hasn't really made too many mistakes, and I definitely think he's going to take some beating on the current form. Rob thinks it's hot as well. That he was just wafting the shirt about. I always think the last day of an event, when there's, you know, what is effectively, I think that's just how many players left total now. But on the last day, I just think everything looks different and feels different. Today is the day when it matters. Friday night and Saturday obviously is important, but it's all about qualifying for today, and the tournament starts again today. That's how I used to treat events, and still do. On the last day, potentially, you know, these guys have got sort of 4 or 5 matches to win the event, that is, and today's the important day. Christoph's routine on the break, Ben, he does exactly the same thing. He always obviously places the cue ball in exactly the same position, and he always does the same routine. So he wipes the cue
every time,
and then gets down, and then he points the cue very low at the cue ball, and then comes up
just for the target,
and then comes
and
up.
after, when target it's closed, he go down, and he puts the white, and he just looks the right, when he stops.
After, so he dips down low on the slate just to find the line for the aim, and then he comes up.
And when you have a line, he go down, and he just look right, cue ball. And he hit the cue ball on middle every time.
He looks very confident to me this morning, Christoph.
Yes.
He looks very good. And even when he strikes the ball, he looks like he's hitting it with authority. You know, he's hitting everything hard, and he's striking through the cue ball. And
I think it's important for have regularity on all event, all games, all competition. If you have regularity on move or cue action,
and this is something which, from watching the French players and watching the events over in France, that a lot of all of the French players, it's something they focus on a lot. They try to make sure that everything is always the same. I watch the French players when they play, and they just always try to do what Christophe does the same regularity every time.
Yes. A lot of people.
A lot of the French players especially do this.
Yeah.
And this was my point of, Christophe, when the balls are in the middle of the table, yes, he's taking his time, he's checking, but this is more than within the 1 minute. If there was a shot clock on this, then Christophe would be playing within inside that minute now. So, there's no need to. And when the balls are like this, I think it's important to play a little bit quicker, because you break, walk to the table, and just clear the balls in maybe 2 minutes and sit back down. You don't feel like you've done anything.
No.
You feel like you've exerted nothing.
And if you miss one, you can lose 1, 2, 3 frames.
Yeah.
difficult to pass.
Yeah, it's just gone a little bit awkward. I think now all he can do is just maybe pop the yellow, and he has to just pop the black from where the yellow is going to be. You can see there he's close to the red. Look.
Good shot.
Christoph does have a very good technique. His stance and everything is what would be almost like the textbook way of playing, which the way he stands, the way that his body is positioned is, you know, almost in the perfect position. Which on shots like this is obviously very important. This is where your technique is important on these long balls like this, and it's also important that you strike the middle of the cue ball. If you don't find the middle of the cue ball, then you're going to push the cue ball offline before it gets to the black.
Yeah, when he on the position, he have a good problem. When he played,
yeah, he's shaking a little bit. Yeah.
Every time.
Every time, yeah. But you see on that shot there, when he hit the cue ball, just as he hit it that time, he lifted his head. And sometimes I think the more nervous he feels, the quicker he lift the head.
When the ball or the putting, it's important, he more nervous.
Yeah, when it's important, that's when he tends to do it even more. It was a big break, and Rob actually put his hand up to apologise to Christoph because he felt he was lucky not to be kicked in off. But okay, he was lucky not to be kicked in off, but I think he's unlucky to have. He hasn't got no shot really.
Don't have a good way.
No, I mean he can get through to the potting angle of the middle red.
Yeah.
But it's not nice.
It's difficult with the choking yellow.
Yeah. It's not easy to play a safety shot either. I think maybe he has to have a go.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to cut this into the middle.
The first one.
Oh, that's a great shot. No, that's a really good shot there from Rob. He's just sort of huffing and puffing a little bit, which maybe tells me, is he not on the ball in the middle? It looks like he is from here. It's hard to tell. I think he can definitely turn it over with a bit of left-hand side at least. But then, what's the shot after if he does that? Does the red that he's closest to pass the black into the left corner? It does, that's why he's played it like that. But he's left himself the wrong angle. See there's a window, but the cue ball's running away. I think maybe he's just an inch short, a little bit short. He can obviously pot the bottom one. Another inch further and he can pot that one, he's won. It's not easy now because the red obviously doesn't go into the right center. So
automatically choking a yellow ball.
Yeah, I think he's hitting the yellow. Depending on how hard he hits it, he doesn't want to hit the left-hand side of the yellow as we look, because then the cue ball's going close to the corner. This is not nice. Oh, he's playing it into the yellow. Yeah, that was
difficult shot,
yeah,
because he put the cue ball on really left.
Yeah, he put a lot of left hand side, because I think by playing it with left hand side he thought he could narrow the angle and make contact with the yellow on the top cushion on the right hand side as we looked instead of the left, but he forgot about the main part, which was potting the ball. If Rob Warner's going to win this tournament, and he's going to stand up all the way through it, his legs are definitely going to be aching come 11, 12 o'clock tonight, because I think that's what time the final will probably finish. So they asked on the chat, do I miss English competitions? And yeah, I definitely miss it. One of the things that I miss the most about it is, obviously I've got a lot of friends within the English 8-ball. So obviously when we was at tournaments, I would go to tournaments and I would spend a lot of time with friends that you know, are now some of the best friends that I've got, and I definitely miss the social side of being at the tournaments. So, you know, I'd be away for 2, 3, 4, 5 days at a time playing an English 8-ball tournament, and I miss that time of, you know, not seeing people that are close friends to me as much as the playing side. You know, I got to a point where, you know, the English 8-ball had sort of run its course a little bit, and I felt like it was time to move on. And I was lucky that China came along at the right time for me, so I was able to finish playing English 8-ball and concentrate on the Chinese. But I think what I miss as much as the playing English 8-ball is, like I said, the social side and being at the tournaments with people that I've grown up with, you know, since I was 10, 11 years old, which are now some of my best friends. So when I travel out to China, you know, I do a lot of the stuff traveling out on my own, and yes, I know a lot of people in China, but it's not the same as, you know, being around people that I know really well, and obviously being around people that speak English. Yeah, Didier said thanks for the answer, and yeah, it's like Didier is a journalist. And they ask about the prize money of the Chinese 8-ball, and yeah, it just keeps getting bigger. The Masters in January has increased to $150,000 to the winner. There's a $300,000 prize fund, and now the Star event, which is held in March, has just been increased to $200,000 to the winner. So there, within the space of a couple of months, there's $350,000 just to the winner. And obviously that's just 2 of the tournaments, so the prize money is increasing to, well, other than, you know, a few of the snooker tournaments, you know, it is bigger than a lot of the snooker tournaments now, especially those 2 events. So, you know, the prize money is slowly becoming in line with the snooker events. It's a little bit of a loose positional shot there from Christoph, although I think he can still pot this into the middle.
Yes, prefer.
So he's just shaking his head there, and he's been slightly unlucky where he's landed, because if it rolls another inch or pulls up another inch, then it's easy. So I think he's going to play the one he's closest to into the middle. He's just coming around now to look at the angle, and that's what he does. He does the same shot pre-routine every time, checks the angle and then walks into the shot. Is he hitting this a little bit thick? Good pot, but he's short. It does go into the bottom right corner. So Didier, the journalist, has asked another question. So when do you join the European team for the Mosconi? Well, I'm not going to play in any of their tournaments, any of the qualifying events, you know, any of the events that qualify the rankings for the Mosconi. So I await Barry Earn's invite. So Joe has asked what. We'll watch this shot first, and then I'll answer that question, Joe. It's there. Good shot. And if you heard that, but he said magnifique. It's a good finish. And 7-3, Rob needs to, well, definitely no more mistakes. But yeah, Joe asked, what is the highest you think the money will go to in China? And it's hard to say. I mean, the last 5 Masters have been 50,000 to the winner. Now it's just increased to 150. The star event keeps increasing, and the companies in China, they're just competing against each other, which is great for the players because it means that the prize money just keeps increasing, and who knows where the prize money will be at in 4 or 5 years' time. And one thing's for sure is that, you know, Chinese 8-ball is here to stay, and I think it's the perfect hybrid cue sport. As you can see there, Christoph does the same pre-break routine every single time. See how he strikes low and then settles down on the cue and then finds the striking point on the cue ball that he wants to hit. But to start off with, he just cues the tip of the break cue into the bed of the table, and he does maybe sort of, I don't know, 3 or 4 feathers into the bed of the table, and that's just obviously his way of finding the line.
And you on Chinese, you have every the same.
The same routine.
Same routine.
Yeah, I do the same routine. Yeah.
You have two break on you have a different break for you break on the right line, and you can move.
Yeah,
right.
I can move because, you know, every table breaks different, and sometimes when you use the magic rack, sometimes you find that breaking from moving the cue ball just maybe this much, 1 inch one side and 1 inch the other side, can make a difference to where the balls go. So sometimes you just have to experiment a little bit with what is happening with the balls, and that is something that, you know, at 8-ball you don't have a coach. So like at tennis, you know, if something's happening, then you're from one side to another, hitting the break a little bit harder, a little bit softer. You can work all of these things out, and you have to do this for yourself.
Every time for put the ball on the middle corner, middle pocket.
Yeah, every time. So what you're trying to do is you've got the first ball, and then the next 2 balls, which we call the wing balls, we try to make into the center each time. If you hit a little bit too hard, then the balls go a little bit too high. If you hit too soft, then they go a little bit too low. But also what's very important is not only the pace that you hit the cue ball, but the placement that you strike the cue ball. If you strike the cue ball too low, then the balls go in a different place. If you hit the cue ball a little higher, they also go in a different place. So there's a lot more to it than just hitting
on the same speed. If you
it's different, yeah. Okay, so we're just going to cut to the interview of Jordan Church, who's just beaten Jimmy Croxton.
Well done, mate. 11-3 convincing victory and the first man through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, played quite well there. Jimmy was a bit unfortunate early doors. He had his first 2 breaks. I think he got kicked in off and he went straight in off on one. The second frame, he's played a ball into the corner, come on and off the cushion, flicked off, gone in off again. So I got a lead early doors and
certainly kicked on from it.
Kicked on, yeah. So I played well.
Yeah, well, that's what you need to do in these events: burn through a match nice and quick, and just get your energy saved, really.
Yeah. So I've got a little bit of time off now until the quarterfinals.
Yeah, the draw should be about 3 o'clock. So, who do you want to have the draw? Who's left in?
I'll have a buy if there's one going.
You can say Boyle. Please say Boyle.
Buy.
I'll buy. Okay. I can't sort that for you.
I'll have a buy.
Well done, mate. And we'll see you getting the draw.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers.
I think that the cue ball hit a finger mark there. I mean, he probably had no right to be on the black anyway, but I think the cue ball hit a finger mark just the last couple of inches, which turned it over to the right-hand side. And other than an unbelievably thin cross double, he hasn't got no shot. So people are asking, Sam's asked, what's the prize breakdown for the tournament? And no, it's in this tournament, it's a proper prize breakdown. So it's half. So it's 10k the winner, 5k the runner-up, and then it's obviously broken down to it's even £1,000 for the quarters. So the winner of this match is guaranteed 1,000. It's not like most of the other tournaments these days in the English 8-ball world where they get the first prize high and then pay sort of 20% of that out to the runner-up. I think the total prize fund for the event is 23,000 English. Christoph has left the angle on the ball in the middle. Obviously develop the 2 on the top rail, and ideally he'd like to hit the middle or the left one as we look here. He'd like to hit that one half ball on the way in, like that. Perfect. It's exactly how he played it. I'm good at this commentating. I've never missed a ball from in here. Never chose the wrong shot. Never twitched one. The entry fee, it was £350 a man. Yes, Adam, it's completely redrawn from the quarters, and then however that draw falls down to the winner. Christoph's obviously landed straight on the ball across the back rail, but it's fine. I think he can just pot it, just drop it in, and then just drop the ball into the middle. If he pots it, he can just land dead straight. I don't think he needs to try and be too clever. I think just drop it in, just pot it, and as you can see there, he may have a little bit of angle, but I just don't see the need to.
He just say in France, "Fais chier."
Fishy. That means straight.
Yeah, big shit.
Big shit. Oh, what a shot this is! He's played it into there. He's played it into there, obviously knowing he gets the snooker, and he's definitely not in fishy now. He sort of dropped his arm on that one a little bit. He dropped the back arm, which is still okay, but it should have been unmissable. And if you just watch, he needs to keep his head down. Sometimes he just lifts his head up, watch, before he hits it. That time he kept his head still.
Good finish.
Yeah, good finish, and Rob's just picked up the pace a little bit here. He's walked to the table and threw the racking cloth on, and he just looks a little bit flustered. But as I said before, he's got more than enough firepower to still win the match from here. James Croxton beat Liam Farrell last night from 8-2 down. Rob Bourne's got more than enough firepower to beat anybody from 8-3 down to 11, because he's more than capable of running the match if he gets the chances. But he ain't going to run the match if he's not making balls off the break.
Je vais reprendre un petit peu les commentaires en français pour nos amis Frenchies. Donc 8-3 au score, de toute façon vous le voyez bien. La Russe Christophe sur la partie d'avant, il a fait un super finish avec une belle bande. Bon, on a un petit peu rigolé avec Gareth là sur le fait chier. Mais sinon ça a l'air d'être pas trop mal pour lui, il est dans une bonne sensation. Je remercie Didier là pour m'aider sur les commentaires, même s'il est loin. C'est un bon soutien, j'ai l'impression de ne pas être tout seul. La barrière de la langue, c'est quand même très compliqué. Je comprends à peu près ce qu'il me dit, mais c'est pas évident. Et puis après, c'est s'exprimer, quoi. On n'a pas forcément en plus de ça les termes techniques adaptés au billard, mais on essaie de faire au mieux. De toute façon, ce qui vous importe le plus, c'est le match. Ce qui se dit autour, c'est toujours un plus, donc on fait au mieux. C'est clair que c'est plus facile quand tu es avec mon pote Denis, quand on est derrière le pupitre du billard en image. Mais bon, c'est comme ça, c'est une expérience en plus. Et puis c'est toujours c'est un grand honneur aussi de pouvoir commenter avec Gareth Pott. Ça reste quand même Gareth Pott, triple champion du monde de pool, de black ball. Maintenant double champion du monde de Chinese. Donc quand même c'est quand même une belle expérience pour moi, et c'est toujours bon à saisir, même si je suis un peu la potiche à côté de lui. Donc voilà. Christophe est parti sur le jeu jaune sur cette partie-là. Je pense qu'il n'a pas forcément de difficulté, peut-être de bien négocier les deux en bas à droite de la table. Mais de toute façon, il est assez large, il a un break de 5. Après, ça peut quand même remonter très vite de l'autre côté. Pour résumer un petit peu, je vais essayer de résumer un petit peu ce que disait Gareth. Bon, déjà, en priorité, elle a répondu aux questions des internautes là, sur le live par rapport aux Chinese, etc. On lui demandait s'il regrettait pas, la question de Didier, s'il regrettait pas un peu le pool et les compétitions du black ball. Pour résumer un peu ce qu'il disait, c'est que ce qui lui manque le plus, c'est plus ses amis autour du billard plutôt que forcément le jeu, parce qu'il a trouvé dans le Chinese une compétition supplémentaire avec un défi intéressant, surtout qu'on lui fait confiance. Les investisseurs de Chinese lui ont re-signé d'ailleurs son contrat cette année encore pour 5 ans. C'est l'ambassadeur du Chinese là-bas. C'est quand même un beau contrat qu'il a, et puis c'est aussi un peu l'aboutissement de n'importe quel joueur de billard qui aimerait vivre de sa passion. Je crois que tout le monde le sait, dans le black ball c'est assez compliqué. Il n'y a pas forcément de débouchés, ni de même de contrats, de contrats un peu comme des grands sportifs. Et au Chinese, il a réussi à trouver ça, et c'est quand même intéressant pour sa carrière. Il vit de sa passion, donc c'est pas négligeable. Pas l'impression de bosser quand il tape les billes quand même. Donc voilà, pour résumer, il expliquait aussi que l'adversaire de Christophe, ce qui était interpellant, c'est qu'il ne s'assoit pas, il reste toujours debout. Et puis ce qui fait la différence aussi, c'est ce que pense Gareth, c'est que Christophe fera la différence aussi sur l'attitude, sachant que Christophe reste toujours assez neutre dans son attitude, qui gagne, qui perd, il joue son jeu, il se remet à sa place. Ses expressions sont très légères, il ne fait pas forcément de grands gestes ou de mou pour rien. Forcément, quand on se snook, quand tout l'habit de tout à l'heure où il a loupé son snook, il était forcément pas content, mais il l'a pas forcément montré. Il s'est mis à sa chaise, il a laissé passer l'orage, et au final, ça lui a servi. Et c'est ce que expliquait aussi Gareth, c'est que à faire des attitudes aussi négatives, on perd un peu la compétitivité de la partie, quoi. Après, ils ont débattu aussi sur quel était le joueur le plus rapide. Alors tout le monde a un avis, ça reste quand même assez subjectif. C'est pas une question, déjà fort intéressante, et puis c'est pas ce qui fera aussi la qualité du jeu. Mais voilà, il a son avis, tout le monde a ses avis. Il faudra relire aussi le déroulement de la conversation, parce que j'ai plus les noms. Donc Rob a repris la main sur ce jeu rouge avec les 4 billes qu'il a en haut. Il va tenter un bille sur bille, c'est pas évident. Parce que s'il le loupe, la blanche redescend en bas de table, ce qui va donner une table assez intéressante à Christophe. Donc le bille sur bille, il est pas évident, il y a un angle. Ah bah au final il change sa décision, il joue la bille en poche. Je vais laisser la main à Gareth pour que ce soit plus intéressant pour les Anglais, et surtout pour le live.
Just to give you a bit of an update on the other scores. Mark Boyle's 9-2 up against Sam Bircher, and he's actually at the table, looking like 10. Carl O'Donoghue lost to Scott Ross, 8-5. Jordan Church beat Jimmy Croxton, 11-3. And then in the loser's side, the correction on that. Carl O'Donoghue is only 8-5 down to Scott Ross. That match is obviously on the winner's side, so that is raised to 11. Josh Kane, Greg Batten. Now these matches are raised to 8. That's 7-6 to Greg. Scott Gillespie beat Craig Lake in 8-6, so that's money making out. Carl Sutton beat John McAllister 8-3. And Christian Phillips beat Mark White 8-3. So the winners of that, the winners of those rounds will play the losers of this winners round to make up the last spots in the quarterfinals. It's a good break from Christoph. You don't always guarantee the ball though. So people on the chat have asked who do I think, or who's my favourite for this event, and from what I've seen so far, with all due respect to everybody else, Mark Boyle has looked a level above. That doesn't mean he's guaranteed to win, obviously, it never does, but from what I've seen and the way that he's played so far, he has to be a big favourite. He did just miss then when I said he was about to go 10-2, so that's about to now go 9-3. Greg Batten is at the table. I can see he's playing on table 1, which is at the other end of the club, but I can see that he is at the table to win 8-6. Obviously a big match because he's come all the way through the loser side, and if he wins that match it means he's got another chance, the last chance then to qualify for the quarters, which goes to a single elim but also guarantees him £1,000. It's a good effort there from Rob. I can tell you that Greg Batten has just beaten Josh Kane 8-6. It's a good shot from Christoph.
Very good shot. When he put yellow, when he's shocking yellow, I think he missed it.
Yeah, no, he purposely played to miss it thin, just so he can get the cue ball tight to the red. It's a decent shot back from Rob there, though. It's no easy option. I think what I would be tempted to do if I was Christoph is the yellow that's on the right side cushion, cut it long up the rail and try and cover the corner pocket with it. Or at least if he blocks the red that's next to the black into there.
You think he go up yellow?
Yeah,
right,
I think, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he can
I
play
think
that.
it's better.
Because that's obviously one of the problem balls. And if he covers the pocket, I think he wins the frame. He's played a clever little shot there in the sense of he's got the cue ball in a bit of an awkward place.
Good shot.
Rob won't be as experienced as obviously as Christoph playing the black ball rules, so he's got to be careful that he doesn't leave him the shot to play the skill shot. Obviously playing world rules, that's not something that you'd easily spot. And there is a ball that's another good shot from Christoph, and there is the ball that's on the line, so the ball that's on the balk line, the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Is the perfect ball that if he leaves an angle he can screw across and maybe play the skill shot. So Rob needs to be aware of that.
Christoph touch it. It's interesting to see a tactical game on both, because when he started this game, he just offensive frame.
Yeah, and it's like the the tactics behind the black ball rules are good, because even though the frame looks a little bit scrappy and the balls look a little bit messy, sometimes just because of the rules, that there's always an attacking shot to play. There's always an option to play an attacking shot. Yeah, so Jamie Faze just said what God's name was Bobby got in his plates of meat. And for those of you that don't know the Cockney rhyming slang, what he's referring to is what he's got on his feet. And I don't know if we can get you. There we go. Look, what about them bad boys? Look at them. Look. Well, wherever they are, they've definitely been working for him so far, because yesterday he was fine. I presume he had him on yesterday. I think the guy at the market must have been over the moon when they saw Bobby coming to buy those. He said they'd been for sale for 12 months. Look at them, look. If there's any animal rights extremists out there, they might be a bit concerned about how many crocodiles or alligators were killed to create them. What you saying, Jamie? Like 2 whole gators for each shoe?
Now, Christophe can put the yellow on the same pocket on red, make a double. He can.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, he can make
because,
the double.
Because
or
after the red, he touched the cushion.
Yeah, and something that, as I said, that Rob comes from playing the world rules, so he won't realise the danger that he's in. At world rules, if you've got that red over the pocket, then you're in some sort of control. Where at black ball rules, you're not. Just because of the skill shot, and because Christophe's got so many balls in the perfect position that he can play the skill shot, Rob needs to be very careful.
Close the red. Down.
Yeah, he's in complete control now, and with this, like I say, with the skill shot rule.
Oh, not the right.
So that now means that it's frame over. So you get the first free shot, so he can take the red off the pocket. Ideally, he'd like to play the yellow onto the red, but if he can't, he could just pot it direct. little bit short, and the yellow over the pocket is just sat on the right knuckle, which doesn't make the plant a gimme. Obviously he wanted to keep the ball over the bottom left corner until last, but he may have to take it now. Or he could pot the long one.
And you, Garrett, what do you think about this game, billiards on generally, and physique condition?
Your
Body.
I think that.
You think you have an influence? In this game?
I think it makes a difference to be physically fit, because especially like on a day like today where potentially you have to play. What, from the loser side, maybe 6 matches. So I think to be physically fit helps you to be mentally fit. And on days like today, when you're going to have to play for what could be 14 or 15 hours, then that has to give you an advantage.
Thank you.
On the next table, Mark Boyle is 10-4. And it's 10-4, but he looks in a spot of bother in that frame. He is at the table, but it looks like he's got a bit of a tough positional shot to get on the black. Chance for Rob to get back into this match, but obviously he can't afford to make any more mistakes. And Ben, obviously it would be good for Christophe to win this event, but what do you think that would do for the 8-ball in France? Do you think that would have a big impact on the people if Christophe was to win this tournament?
If Christophe win, not on how did you say image?
On the image, yeah.
Yes, he's not a most influence, but for her, it's good on head, because this year is difficult for
him.
He have a baby. He don't have time to practice.
Yeah,
and. If he wins this event, it's good for head and the next year,
yeah,
the next season.
Yeah,
and because he have a good place in France. All players say he have a lot of quality of player, and if he wins this one, he confirms.
It's good for the confidence, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, just 6 months ago, him and Layla, they had a lovely little baby girl. So he's not been able to practice as much this year, and so now in the rankings, he's gone down to number 4 now in the rankings.
What?
In the rankings in France,
No,
is
no,
Christophe? He's still number 1.
He just finished on second place.
Second place.
Roger finished first.
Yeah. Roger did play in this tournament also, but
he lost yesterday.
He lost yesterday.
He don't have. He never play on winner.
Yeah.
He just play on a Lambert table.
Yeah.
He have a table Lambert on home.
In his home,
in his home, and he never play on winner, and with a sensation.
When you play on the different tables, it is completely different.
Close table and the place is
different. Even the color of the cloth. Right?
Yes.
They play on the Lambert. They play on the grey color cloth.
On her league, FFB.
Yeah.
We play on grey clothes.
Yeah.
I break first. 5 minutes.
Rob was trying to nick another break there. No, I'm only joking. They got the breaks confused. Rob thought it was his break again, and it takes like a dry break here from Christophe, and 9-6. He's breaking. He's back in the match. You still have to keep believing. Like I said, he's got more than enough firepower to get back into any match. So this match is definitely not over yet. The Scott Ross O'Donoghue game is now 9-7. Mark Boyle on the next table has just missed the black, so providing
for win.
Yeah, for the win, it's 10-4. So providing that Sam doesn't get a kick, then he's got sort of 3 or 4 balls in the middle of the table. So it's about to be 10-5. My mate Paul here from Beard Productions is eating the polystyrene crisps again this morning. Hopefully we could maybe get George to bring you a picture of that a little bit later, but Paul's actually got the biggest packet of crisps you've ever seen in your life, and they actually just look like polystyrene. They actually taste like polystyrene as well. Okay, so they just asked the question, how do you prepare for an event like this and to be competitive? You just have to, you have to do the right things. You have to, obviously you have to put the practice in leading up to it, but you just have to do the right things during the tournament. You have to, the biggest part is making sure that you're mentally prepared. And one thing's for sure, Christoph will definitely make sure he's prepared. He's ultra professional. He'd have been in this morning practicing. He'd been up early. You know, he doesn't really drink. He does everything right, which is something I do sort of really like about him. The complete contrast to his opponent that he beat last night, Money Making Lakin. So he's going to pot the red that's over the pocket, and the other red will be going in the same pocket afterwards. So just play it with the tracer right hand side and just drift past it to pot. You can see there where he's standing, sort of pointing his cue. Anywhere on the right hand side of the table is fine. Head on the side of being too far over rather than obviously catching the red, which is the right way to play it. The other guy, George from Beard here, has just turned up with another bag of goodies. Can't see any more polystyrene crisps though. So just to let everybody know, the reason why that people are asking why the other top players, Mark Farnsworth, etc., are not in it, that's because there's a restriction of no top 8 players are allowed to play in this tournament. And the next question back to that's going to be, oh, why is Mark Boyle playing? I think we all know that Mark Boyle is without doubt a top 8 player, but he's currently not in the top 8 in the rankings, so he is eligible to play. Just while they're on the last frame, George is back now and he's going to be on the camera. So hopefully he can bring us a shot of the polystyrene crisps if we can just hold them up. Hopefully George can bring us a shot of. Here we go. Look, just hold on. Okay, George. I think we're ready for a shot at the worst tasting and looking crisps on the planet. There we go. Look. Hold on. Can you just that's it? Make sure you can see the full size of it. Look. There you go. Half of the bag gone. Look. They went this morning. So Jamie asked, what's the next stream game on? Not sure, mate. I'll get back to you on that. I think Rob's played a good shot here. I think maybe he's left the angle to screw back and just flick the black over the middle. Well, that's what he would have played. And if he's quite left the right angle, yeah, he did. Good shot. Okay, so Justin's asked, why aren't the top 8 allowed to play? Obviously, we talk about this all the time, and sort of for the last time, what it is, this event wasn't originally restricted, and it's a shame that it has to be, but unfortunately the players that we couldn't fill the event while it was open to anybody. There was a handful of players that entered, and most of those were the top players. Once it was then restricted to the top 8, the tournament was now filled with 64 players, and unfortunately, unless it was that way, then this event wouldn't have happened. So the restrictions had to be in place to make the event happen. It's unfortunate, and I personally don't. Well, it's not I don't agree. I just think that, you know. But if at the end of the day, if the players are not willing to enter, if the top 8 players are playing, then it's either restricted to no top 8 or you have no event. Finish from Wacker, and all you can do from 10-6 behind is just pray you get another few chances, and obviously that'll put Christoph under pressure and just make him win the match rather than give it to him. Can tell you that Mark Boyle is about to win 11 frames to 5. He's just got 3 balls in the middle of the table, the black over the hole, so that's going to put him into the quarterfinals. It is a straight draw now from the quarterfinals, which will be done after all these matches are finished. There you go. Thanks a lot, Justin. Glad you enjoyed the commentary. There you go. So that's Mark Boyle into the quarters.
First white break.
Yeah, first time, yeah, and it was a little bit unfortunate. He had a couple of little kicks into the middle. He did lose control of the cue ball a little bit from the break, but he didn't pot the white directly. If it doesn't go in directly, then you have to class it as unlucky. Oh well, Matt, you don't agree with the format of the tournament, but that's the way that they've been, and that's what's in place by Lee, so that's the way it is. if you were playing in the tournament, maybe you could have more of an opinion. Exactly, you know, everyone always has something that they're not happy about, or they think it should be done like this or like that. That's why the rules are there, you know. The rules are stated before the event. People pay the money to play and enter, and nothing gets changed before or after the event. So people know exactly what's happening when they pay the money, and you know, those are the rules. It's hard to do a seeding procedure for the quarterfinals. Maybe you could do something where the winners play somebody from the loser's side. I don't know, but everyone's happy with just an open draw. As we say, as you've seen on the streaming, everyone's saying the standard is obviously very high from all the players. So it is a bit of course the draw is important, but all these players are good. They asked him why I didn't have a bash at it. So basically, they classed me as being one of a top 8 or of a top 8 player. So I was also restricted. Waka hit that nice. So pots this black. I'm not sure whose break it is next. I think it might be Rob's. So pots this black, breaks and clears, and it's game on. And his body language looks a little bit different now, Rob. He's sort of a little bit more pumped, and he just looks a little bit more positive. Flying around the table now, look. The carpet burns with the old Jimmy nails. Does have quite a good break. Rob obviously is using a break cue, but he's been a little bit loose with the cue ball from the break, and he was again there. And when the cue ball's flying around, there's always a chance of it being kicked in. Someone said I hope Christoph draws Boyle next. If Christoph wins, then that'll be my time to go and do some practice then rather than commentate. So just to be clear, what happens is Mark Boyle's through to the quarterfinals now. The losers of the winners' side of this round will play the last round against the winners from the losers' side. It's a bit of a mouthful. So basically, we'll end up with 8 players left. 4 come from the losers' side, 4 come from the winners, and that'll make up the 8. And then it's single elimination straight from the last 8. Good shot. Good shot from Rob. Obviously, presume the red passes the yellow in the middle. Oh, he is absolutely flying around the table now. And he just, the whole body language looks a little bit more confident and looks a bit more authority to the way he's walking around the table, Ben. Oh. Just as I said that. That's the commentator's curse. I can only presume he thought that he was going to run into the yellow. I think he tried to pot the red into the left-hand side of the pocket and hold the cue ball on the yellow. And that's a, or was it total? He must have called a total. Actually, I was going to say that's a foul, but it was total. So this is Christoph's chance to get to the quarters. He knows the route. There is only really one way, and that's to pot the yellow in the right middle, yellow at the rail, yellow into the left corner, and then land. And it's all about the angle that you leave on the ball at the rail. You don't want to be straight. So you clear the 3 on the right hand side of the table. You start with the yellow into the middle, the one up the cushion, the one that's on the bulk line, and then it's all about the angle you leave on the one down the rail. But what do I know? He's playing the snooker. And that's why it was the wrong shot. When you get the chance, you have to go. You have to. When you get the chance there, because it wasn't a natural angle to get the snooker, Ben. He had to screw it a little bit to get there. And when you got the chance there with 5, 6 balls sitting in the middle of the table, you know, you have to go for them.
Shot is difficult. Maybe Christoph have a win.
Yeah, I think this is over now. I think he'll just flick this yellow over the middle pocket, and then
After they have a good
and
table.
then he'll pot the ball or that's on the balk line. And that's all she wrote. He's playing it over the corner. Rob Wilson's wrote in people not entering because we're going through the restrictions of why the top 8 is restricted, and I agree, but as I said, this event wouldn't have happened unless the top 8 were restricted, so that's all there is on that really. If players are not willing to pay and play when those restrictions are not in place, then there's no option other than the event doesn't happen. And I, for one, with it being in my own club and organised here by Lee, then I would have definitely played. I actually fly out to China tomorrow, so. But it is a shame. But even so, the standard, and I'm sure some of the players would still enter no matter what, but some wouldn't, and fortunately that's the way it is. But the standard is still great, and there's still obviously a lot of the best players in the world here. Just losing the cue ball a little bit here. Christoph started off with ball in hand, and now he's just sort of become a little bit tricky. So Adam Kirk has asked a question for you, Ben. He says, is black ball rules in France?
Yeah.
What's he put? So, what rules in France? Or is there an even split of world rules? So he's asking, is black ball rules the main set of rules that they play in France?
For black ball, yeah, it's the same rules.
But what he's asking is, are they the main set that people play, or do some people play world rules? Do they play the other set of rules, or is black ball the most popular in France?
Most people play in black ball.
Black ball, yeah.
Ball rules.
What percentage would you say that people play black ball and world rules?
1%, maybe. Because in France we have 3 leagues, 2 with black ball rules and 1 on
world rules.
And
so what would you maybe say 70%,
70%
and 30% play world rules?
Mm-hmm.
Didier, the stat-o, said it's 80% black ball rules.
Good shot.
It's a good shot, and it's just all about the pace control. I think he's left the natural angle if he just plays it with the tracer right-hand side to come in the gap of the black and the red, or down that line of the gap of the black and the red. That was the line. It was all about the pace control, and it's perfect.
Maybe the black for the win.
So this is to put him into the quarters. Guaranteed a grand. It's a good win and a solid performance there from Christoph.
Bon, bah, comme vous l'avez vu, Christophe vient de gagner ce 8e de finale là, contre Rob Warren. Gros match, il est bien parti dès le départ. Il a été solide du début à la fin. Il avait un break confortable forcément sur la fin de match, ce qui lui a permis d'être assez serein, même si sur cette dernière partie, il était obligé, pour lui, de la prendre parce que son adversaire avait fait une ferme juste avant. S'il perdait celle-ci, il pouvait encore réduire l'écart, ensuite recasser. Et Et donc il aurait pu reprendre de façon 2-3 parties faciles. Et derrière sur la fin de partie, c'est plus du tout le même confort mental. Christophe a eu la chance de revoir la table parce que Rob s'est snooké sur la jaune là, au milieu, on l'a vu. Et au final ça s'est bien passé. La table n'était pas évidente à travailler sur ce 11e point. Il a eu une blanche difficile à jouer, enfin que des allers-retours. On sait tous que c'est jamais évident que quand on est sur une décisive d'avoir des billes comme ça à travailler. En tout cas, Christophe passe en quart de finale, très content pour lui forcément. On est 3 Français ici, 4 avec lui face à tous ces Anglais. On aimerait bien qu'il représente comme il faut et puis qu'il ramène aussi un titre en plus quoi, à son actif. Je sais pas. You know when Christophe will play? You know what time?
No, we're not sure yet because there's another round of the losers side to play first.
And name of second another guys when he play.
They redo the draw now, so they have to wait to redo.
Ok, donc on n'a pas du tout le nom du prochain joueur, ni l'heure, mais j'essaierai de faire un maximum pour vous partager tout ça sur les réseaux sociaux, sur ma page Facebook Ben Ashten ou alors sur la page de Christophe directement, ce sera beaucoup plus simple pour tout le monde. Donc voilà, là il est en interview, on va vous laisser écouter ce qu'il dit et puis je redonne la main à Gareth. Merci à tous, merci à Gareth thanks Gareth for commentary.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
And it's a real pleasure.
Thank you.
And maybe later.
Maybe later we'll do another one. Yeah,
no
sure. So we're just going to go to an interview now with 3 of the players that are in the quarterfinals. The next match on this table will be starting shortly. I'm not sure actually who that's going to be, but it will be starting shortly after this interview.
Congratulations, Christophe. Another good performance.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Rob before?
No, never. It's the first time I see him. It's a very good player because yesterday he won against Scott Gillespie, the very big player in the world. And I started right. I played good before yesterday, and when I started this tournament, it's very nervous. And more and more, I apprivoise the table because it's a table very quick. The good table, no problem with wall off, no problem. It's a really good table, very good atmosphere. I hope I feel good for the quarters now.
Okay, well the quarterfinals is going to be drawn live in the arena.
Yeah.
The 4th place from the winner's side is now decided. You're one of them. You come through the easy side and you can just wait now and let everybody else sweat.
Okay.
So best of luck.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we'll have Markin. Well done again, Mark. Another convincing win. I mean, you are the tournament favourite. Does that put any extra pressure on yourself?
Yeah, I feel it does a wee bit. There's a target on your back, so just it means you've got to up your game and play well because everybody's after you.
Especially when you've just been on holiday as well. You're coming back in, so you aren't as practiced as you'd like to be, but your form's showing good out there.
It's just determination, basically. It's getting over the line because I don't feel as good as what I normally do, but it's just grinding it out.
Well, you're looking pretty good out there. I'm sure if you keep to that level, you'll take some beating.
Yeah. If my break holds up, I should. It'll be hard to beat. That's what my plan is. Just try to be hard to beat.
Okay. Well, we'll get the draw on probably about 2:15, and we'll see you again.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Lee.
Well done, mate. Thanks. Shots. Coming through, mate. Well done, mate. That was a good performance. Carl's been playing well, so you must have played well, and you got your revenge you were after.
That's it. That was the main thing. That was what I was looking for. Yeah.
So how did you felt you played in the match?
Yeah, I felt I played well. You know, I'm breaking well, which is obviously a big factor in the pool. So as long as that can continue, then I feel I've got a chance. You know.
So if you get a ball from the break, you think you're going to take your finishes?
Yeah, because I'm opening them well. Where before, when I played the money match, well, that's what let me down. So if I can take that one to obviously the next match.
Yeah, well, you're in the winning side, and now you can just wait and let the others sweat out. Like
That's
I said
it.
before,
That's it.
so have a break and be back in the arena about 2:15, hopefully.
No problem.
All right, best
Thank
of luck with the
you
draw.
very much.
Cheers,
Thanks.
mate.
Thanks.